What is up, though, Lions fans? It's your boy Motor City Don P. We're back here once again, and you already know what time it is. You know, it is time to bust that rhyme about that grit and that grime, that slime. Engine number 9 going down the East Coast line. Engine number 9 going down the East Coast line. One thing's for certain, three things are for sure. When you see me front your TV, number one, the Motor City Cats are indeed back at it. We came to give you stats, none of that static. And number 3, perhaps the most important number of them all, number 3. Want to make sure you keep your Lions news pragmatic. You may be asking yourself, how during these trying times does one keep their Lions news pragmatic? Well, it's simple. I'm going to tell you. You know I'm not going to hide it from you. Smash like button, subscribe, share with your peoples. And once you've done these 3 things in any order you've done them in, you've indeed kept your Lions news pragmatic. You may be asking about your peoples. And I'm telling you, the sharing is caring. And since sharing is caring, you bring your peoples to the stream. You share it with them. You tell them, look here. You tell them the stream got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, hog, dogs, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken. You name beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, beans, but beans. You name it. We got all the slews. We got all the shoes. We got all the stuff. We got all the news. We got all the drinks. We got all the brews. We got all the gum. We got all the chews. And we got some things to talk about today. What up, though, everybody in the chat? To those who are lurking and working and twerking and smirking. And if you're doing that other thing that's very, very freaky, keep it to yourself. Like Karen and her bland-ass potato salad. If you're doing that other thing that's very illegal, keep it to yourself. I don't want to be a witness at your trial. I just don't want to. You know why? Ain't nobody got time for that. That's right. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I got bronchitis. All right. What up, though, Robert Stevens? What up, though, A. Green? What up, though, 007 EJ? What up, though, Rich L? How y'all doing? How are y'all doing? How y'all feeling, Detroit Lions fans? Robert Stevens says, what up, MCDP? A. Green says, what up, though? Robert Stevens, instead of paying back money, Frank, work it off. Training, coaching. Do something for the money. I work hard for the money. So hard for the money. PR work. Somebody needs to do some PR work. 007 EJ says, what up, though? What up, Don? Says Rich L. I'll bring the slaw. Bet. I'm cooking right now. And we're cooked. All right. Now, I don't know what they did to Rod Wood on his way out. Rod Wood said, damn all this, I'm spilling the tea. Rod Wood said, whatever happens and whatever you find out after I'm gone, I ain't had nothing to do with it, player. I ain't had nothing to do with it. This is what Rod Wood said. So Rod Wood took it upon himself to just start telling people stuff. Hey, man, this is what happened. This is what went down. Look, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, it's all the rage. The first thing I saw was the Dave Burkett article tweeted out, and Alex Anzalone was weighing in. If I have the tweet right here, I will do justice to the tweet. If I don't, I can't do justice to it. Let me see your tongue ring. All right. I think Alex Anzalone, did he comment? Well, I think he retweeted Mike Payton, who retweeted Dave Burkett. Now, all right, let's see if we got. All right, let me go. Let me search Alex Anzalone because I'm not following him. I don't think I ever was. We signed a veteran safety though, Chuck Clark. Shout out. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Alex Anzalone. All right, Alex Anzalone. Jason Kelsey chimes in. Alex Anzalone retweets this. Okay. This is the whole thing. All right. So we're going to read this. Jason Kelsey says, this is interesting. It feels like it's obvious that Frank retired because he was physically fighting through injuries and pain, and it got to a point that he no longer could play the game in an enjoyable, effective, or healthy way. The whole purpose of a signing bonus is to be a guarantee up front that ensures a salary irregardless, which is not a word, guys. Irregardless is not a word. It's basically a double negative. So all of you guys that think that irregardless is a word, stop it. It's not. And I'm not going to disparage you. I'm not going to tell you to get some help because maybe you just didn't know. So, I used to be an English teacher, so I'm teaching y'all. Irregardless is negating a negative. That's called a double negative. Regardless is a negative word. Some words do not need to be made negative because they have negative meanings, right? Do needs to be made negative. Do not. You feel me? However, regardless, right, is already a countermeasure. So you're countering a countermeasure. So irregardless is not a word. All right. I just went off on a tangent. It's all good because I'm seeing it written in front of me. Someone actually wrote this irregardless. And they ignored the red squiggly line underneath it. Okay. So it should be regardless of performance metrics or, most importantly, injuries that could compromise your career in the future. What makes this interesting is that Frank likely retired voluntarily, meaning he wasn't declared medically unfit to play by a doctor, which allows the team to ask for a prorated amount of his signing bonus back. Had he been medically deemed unfit to play football by a doctor before he retired, the team wouldn't be able to recoup part of the signing bonus. Let me say this first. If a player truly just retires without reason or because they've lost the desire to play, I completely get and acknowledge teams should be able to recoup compensation when players don't fulfill their contractual obligations and agreements. However, Frank was known for being hurt and playing through injuries most players wouldn't play through constantly. Broken foot, a torn pec, multiple knee injuries, back issues. There was always something. And I'm sure he was continuously dealing with multiple ailments to try and continue playing the game. His body clearly had deteriorated to a degree that made football no longer a viable option, physically and probably mentally. In my opinion, the signing bonus is supposed to protect players from future physical ailments, limiting their availability on the field. That's one of the reasons you want more guaranteed money up front. So while I get that the team has a right to ask for money back, in the spirit of the agreement, I think it's bullshit. Frank is being asked to return money. This was clearly a player that the game had physically taken its toll on, and his body was clearly no longer holding up to the rigors of the NFL. It wasn't just some player deciding he didn't want to play anymore. It wasn't that simple. And these signing bonuses are there to protect players from the inevitable injuries they incur on the field. All right. Now, Alex Anzalone says exactly, right? Alex Anzalone says, I'll always speak up for my teammates that I've been to battle with, right? That was another. Now, here's the one that I saw originally. Okay. He's retweeting the Dave Burkett article. He says, played through fractured throat, 1 week post meniscus cleanup with stitches barely out, inoperable, unrepairable toe, etc. And he says, quote, hey, let me get that prorated signing bonus back, end quote. 3 laughing emojis. Do business as business is being done. All right. So let's go over the article. I don't know if you have read it or not. Damn, bro. All these things that you got to sign up for. $1 a month, Detroit Free Press. $1 a month, Detroit News. Goodness gracious, bro. But you know, we do it for the fans. Okay. We don't want no add-ons, bro. Wait, I already got the Detroit News. What are we doing? Hold on. If you have hold on, bro. Does anybody have a subscription to the Detroit News and the Detroit Free Press? Because I'm already subscribed to the Detroit News. Oh, snap. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell comments on Lions Terrion Arnold. We definitely have to read that. Okay, it's crazy. It looks like I'm gonna have to do the Detroit Free Press, which is crazy. Oh, let's go with that. Let's go with the Express, bro. What the hell is Pays, bro? Oh, because I don't have Apple Pay. All right, let's get this cracking. Oh, this is already filled out. Should be right. Okay. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Does it have a stitch? Yeah. Does it look like we? Yeah. Anyway, we try to sign up for the Detroit Free Press so we can read this damn article. And the payment gateway is tripping. Bro, this is crazy. Do y'all not like money? You know, do you not like money? You ask me for my money and I can't even. Boy, I tell you. Okay. All right. Let me go back to the beginning because this is some BS. All right. Continue. Bro, why I gotta contact customer service? This is crazy. All right, let's try it from here. We tried it from the Twitter browser. Now we try it for the rear browser. It's $1 a month, Zach J. It's $1. I'm not pressed. About $1. All right. Now let me see if I can go to Dave Burkett's articles. Did something stop you from ordering? Complete your yeah, something stopped me. Bunch of BS. Bruh, okay. I can't even sign up for it. Anyway, let me I have the synopsis of the article. We basically know what happened. But what's important, there's something else in that article that I wanted you guys to get. Let me see. All right. So I'll read you the synopsis and then I will get you the other thing. So it says Dave Burkett's report on private equity investors. That's what I want you to see. All right. So the Frank Ragnow signing bonus drama. The Lions president Rod Wood confirmed to the Detroit Free Press that the team forced Ragnow to repay a portion of his $3 million signing bonus following his retirement due to his hamstring and physical breakdown. Wood defended the decision by citing franchise precedent, noting that the team did the exact same thing to Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson. Wood stated the players aren't paying back money, but rather returning our money for contract services not completed. What the actual hell, bro? So here, Rod Wood is a dumbass. Okay, let's just be clear with that. Okay. Now I usually don't come up here and call names unless you deserve it. Rod Wood deserves it. He's clearly a dumbass. Rod Wood, all the backlash. You just said, well, we did it to Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson. Brother, you just caught all types of flack for Calvin Johnson. All types of flack. And Sheila came in and her platform was about renewing the relationship, fixing and repairing the relationship with Calvin Johnson. You want Calvin Johnson in the building. He's around here. He's picking up Jahmyr Gibbs with Barry Sanders. Right after they draft him, they in the Ford, I don't know if it was a Bronco, I think it was a Mustang, right? All of that. You had to go through years of strife. Calvin Johnson was upset because you had the nerve to take back signing bonus money. And you're sitting up here talking about, well, we taking back our money for contract. Brother, it does. Frank Ragnow? All the stuff we just talked about. We just detailed. My man had a fractured throat. Did anybody know you could fracture your throat? Now, I'm sure there's some people out there that know this and have they have occupational hazards, which, you may fracture your throat. I get it. But did anybody know that you could fracture your throat? He played with a fractured throat. You know how he probably got the fractured throat? Somebody probably hit him with the underneath his helmet. And he played through that. Meniscus surgery, just off the meniscus repair. Played through that. Foot don't work. Can't operate on it. Can't fix it. Right? Toes throwing up gang signs. You know what I'm saying? And I hope I don't get like flagged, right? I'm not a gang member. I've never been in a gang. It's a joke, YouTube. It's a joke. Okay? Just because I'm wearing blue, it doesn't mean anything. And it's mostly black. All right? But Toes throwing up gang signs for the rest of his life. And you're going to talk about we're getting our money back? for contract services not rendered? Are you freaking kidding me? I'm sorry that Rod Wood is such an idiot. I'm sorry if you can't learn from your past mistakes. I'm sorry if you don't understand the repeating of history being a thing you want to avoid. I'm sorry, Rod Wood, if that's not something that you can fathom. But to get up here and defend this is stupidity. Yes, it's a clause. It's called the clawback clause. Yes, you can do it. Yes, you can. In the last 30 years, it's happened 6 times around the NFL, 3 times with the Detroit Lions. The hell? Hold on. Alarm's going off outside. I need to check my camera. All right. Yeah. And check the camera on the car, make sure wasn't nobody doing nothing. Who there? Get away from my damn car. Teslas are cool as mess, bro. I tell you, boy. Teslas are cool as mess. But where was I? Bro, history repeats itself when you don't pay attention to history. Rod Wood, we hated you for the Calvin Johnson situation. We hated you. You may not have been the person to initiate it, but we hated you. You were the face of all of that. And then you come up here again and you say, hey, man, we were just getting our money back. Players aren't repaying money. It's our money. Signing bonuses are guaranteed. Do you know what guaranteed is? Guaranteed means no matter what, the money is mine. Right? It's mine. So we'll get to your comments in a second, and we'll get to your comments now, and then I'll get to the rest of this. The Canadian Press says the Lions are the worst franchise as of right now and full of ish. Can't really disagree. Don, that video you did a few days ago with the split screen with me on the bottom, was that just a mistake or purpose? It was hilarious. That's how StreamYard does it. If I do a clip and there's a comment on the screen at the time, sometimes it does it that way. I don't know. Rod, I'm not a crook. What up, though, Zach J? And Alex Anzalone, shut your mop ass. K is not a fan. Bull buggers. I used to deliver the Detroit Free Press back when it was actually a newspaper. Well, shout out. Another qualified injured player for Brad Holmes, Michigan metal stocks. I ain't paid for the article. Well, I didn't pay for it either. Riding my bike, delivering newspaper when I was 12. Shout out to all the paper. Y'all remember the game on Nintendo, Paperboy? Y'all remember that game? I ain't worried about the dollar. It's everything that goes along with that dollar. hassle to cancel, 10,000 emails. I mean, generally, what I had a Patreon account for. Now, I didn't have the Patreon, but I was paying someone's Patreon for a. Basically, it was like an acapella maker. You could separate the beat and the vocals very quickly and easily. And I was paying for it for like 2 years or something. I wasn't really using it. I mean, it's $1, bro. $12 a year. You know, I ain't tripping. But I finally did get around to it and cancel it. And then once I canceled it, I needed to use it again. And I was like, I canceled it. Drama. You want to talk about drama? It's all types of drama. Y'all, please like the stream. If you like the content, please consider subbing and bang that bell so you get all the latest videos and live streams. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I do need to do a draft profile. I was going to do one today. I probably will do it at the end of the show. Probably a big butt kangaroo just jumped on the back of your car. Nah, not in my neighborhood. WDI now. Wadham definitely. You can thank Brad Holmes for the clawback. Dude has us so cap strapped. Do you really think this $1 million is really going to help us with the cap? How about you just restructure Jared Goff some more? Right? Maybe do that. I hate the move with Frank, Calvin, and Barry. What are they going to do with the extra cap space? Sign more bums? I mean, what extra cap space? You're talking about $1 million. That's crazy. And you know what? I just got finished. Yesterday, I just got finished talking about how they didn't ask Frank Ragnow to take a pay cut when he was not. They didn't ask him to take a pay cut. That's true. But it was just the spirit of the thing that he retired without all the fanfare and not all the, the media BS that Taylor Decker was doing. And it was like, okay, the Detroit Lions respected that. But now we see that they're messing with his money. It's crazy, bro. It is crazy. Oh, Wood did it. What up, though, Mr. Morale 313? When I turn 14, I deliver both the Detroit Free Press and the Bay City Times in the evening. All right. Now, here's the other part. Here is the other part. And this is the part where if I was another quote unquote Lions creator, I'd be tooting my horn. I'd be getting up to write this on the whiteboard. I'd be, telling you how I wrote 15,000 articles on this yesterday. Writing 15,000 articles yesterday while running my business, because I have 87 of them simultaneously. I stay up 54 hours a day. That's what I'd be doing if I was another Detroit Lions creator, allegedly. But since I'm not that person, what I'm not going to do is do none of that. I'm just going to report it as it's reported, and we're going to talk about it. All right. Let me see. All right, so we'll go to NBC Sports. We'll go to Pro Football Talk, which, I don't generally do. But it says Lions regularly hear from private equity investors, but have no plan to sell stake in the team. What have I been screaming at the top of my lungs about this entire offseason? Selling stake in the team. Selling shares. Let's talk about it. The Ford family, which has owned the Lions for more than 60 years, has no plans to sell a stake in the team, at least not yet. Lions president Rod Wood told the Detroit Free Press that private equity firms and other investors regularly reach out. But Martha Firestone Ford, The Lions, 100-year-old owner, isn't going to sell. Right now, there's no immediate desire or need, Wood said. There is a need, my guy. There is a need. You can say there's no desire, but there is a need. God damn it. You know what I mean? Right now, there's no immediate desire or need, Wood said. They're aware of what's out here in the market. They're aware of what the market values are. Mrs. Ford's still around. She still has a big stake in the team. At her passing, some of this, I'm sure, will get revisited. But right now, there's no urgency. I mean, there's a lot of people that reach out that would love to invest. Let me just leave this one right here, right quick with you. At her passing, some of this, I'm sure, will get revisited. I'm just going to say Drago. Hashtag, if you know, use the hashtag. Drago or Drago, Vincent Drago. Hashtag, if you know, use the hashtag. I'm not going to say nothing else. I'm just going to tell you to use the hashtag. Okay. All right. Martha Firestone Ford's daughter, Sheila Ford Hamp, now serves as principal owner. Wood said the Lions have heard from every private equity firm. At some point, perhaps the Lions will sell a stake, but that's not where the Ford's focus is now. Did you see the pinky? Did you see the pinky? The Detroit Lions are broke. As far as the billionaire owners are concerned, the Detroit Lions are broke. Sheila Ford Hamp's net worth is $2 billion, a paltry $2 billion. I told you Paul Allen's daughter is worth $20 billion. She's 10 times richer than Sheila Ford Hamp. The Ford family's equity is at $13 billion. Why does this matter? I've said it before. Escrow, guaranteed money, the ability to pay people money right now. This is the issue. The ability to pay people money right now, the ability to put money away in escrow, because when it's guaranteed, it has to go into an account where it cannot be touched. Because they do it this way. Because I was not alive in the 70s and the 60s and all that, but I did hear stories about people guaranteeing money, and then when it was time to pay, it wasn't there. This is how leagues went under, right? This is how teams went bankrupt. And we're not just talking about in the NFL and the AFL and all these other things before, sports got pretty much standardized the way that it is now. This happened across sports: basketball, football, hockey, soccer. So now what they do is they put guaranteed money into an account. It's called putting it into escrow. So that when I sign a $130 million contract with $95 million guaranteed, that $95 million is going to be there. It's guaranteed. I don't care what happens with the rest of that 40 million or 35 million. I don't care what happens with, I do care, but you know what I mean? The guaranteed money, the money that you owe me because you said the rest of the contract is incentives, blah, 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 blah. I may not see the rest of that 35 million, but that 95, I need that because it's owed to me. It's my guarantee. 1 second. So yeah, I need that player, right? What does it do if these private equity firms are contacting the Detroit Lions? What is the investment? What happens when you're paying out these players? These players are making you money. There's jersey sales. There's ticket sales. Right? TV deals. As long as a team has good players, the stadium is going to stay packed. As long as the stadium stays packed, you're going to get more and more and more money. Right? TV deals, primetime appearances. That's money for your team. So when these investors come in and they put money in and they get a return on their investment, what happens there is that helps you put more money into escrow. The salary cap is not real unless you're broke. The salary cap is not real unless you're broke. You know why? Because all you're doing with the salary cap, and the reason you can't do this, that, and the third thing, right? Cap hell and all these other things is because of dead money. You still have to pay that money out. The Miami Dolphins, I think it's a crazy stat. Like they have more dead money now than actual salary that they're paying the players. Something crazy like that, right? Because the Miami Dolphins cut ties with Tua Tagovailoa, and I think they had $90 million in dead money because of that. Right? Dead money is something that you don't have. Dead money is part of the cap that you can't use. So now we look at void years. When you put void years in, the money doesn't become dead, it becomes due. For example, you put money into the last 5 years down the road, and you've got $60 million in voided money, in voided years. Once that player is no longer on your team, that money becomes due. so you pay it. You get it off your books. But we can't do that when we're broke. So what happens is the Detroit Lions sell some shares in the team. As I said, minority. Martha and Sheila and all the Fords, keep your majority, no problem. Keep your principality, no problem. And then these private investors come in here, they infuse money, they infuse billions into your billions. And maybe instead of the entirety of the 13 billion, now you're walking around with 35 billion, depending on how many investors that you got. Do you think if you add 20, 25 billion, that you could make some more moves? That you could be one of these power players? That you could do what the Patriots did and go out and spend $200 million in one offseason in free agency? You think you could do that? I think you could. But we can't do that because Martha won't sell. Martha. The person that's 100 years old, Martha. Let me tell you about something about being 100 years old. You can't take it with you. Let me get to your comments. All right. Let me. One Republic, bro, you be killing me. You have all these comments. All right, give Davenport $6 million, but won't let Ragnow keep $1 million. Facts. 3-letter acronyms are my thing. I see that. They expect us to pay the most in the NFL ticket for an organization that can't give us not one Super Bowl. Those are facts. What up, though? 313 Thug Living. In the words of Derek, do the Martha. Sell the entire team to a black owner from Detroit. So then they won't even sell shares. They definitely not about to sell the whole team. That's not happening. Lions need a GoFundMe page. They might need a GoFundMe page. The negative publicity alone is worth the 1 million. Stupid people don't learn, do they? They don't, bro. Speaking of negative publicity, speaking of negative pub, I gotta get my maybe this is a good time to try it. I gotta get my stuff together with this. My desktop audio doesn't work. Let me know, guys. Let me know if y'all can hear this. All right, let's go to. I just want to know because I know I'll be able to hear it, but I want to know if you can hear it. All right, I'll let you know when I'm playing it, and somebody in the chat let me know if you can hear it. Can anybody hear this? Nope. All right, let's see. How about now? Can you hear now? Nothing? Damn, bro. Let me see. All right, let me see. All right, what about now? Nope. Okay. This is crazy. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Properties. Yeah, I know y'all can't hear that, right? Because I can't. It's not even moving. Nope. All right. So I can just play it from I can just play it from the phone. But what I know after after playing some back from the like the YouTube channel, sometimes the phone doesn't come through because my microphone is like noise canceling. So it just kind of picks it up as noise, I guess. But let's go through this.
15 days before this. About that. It says a thank you to Andrew Luck. And I'm not saying that that's how you have to do it, but just the fact that the Lions are seemingly still up to their old tricks. What? Why would you do is this how normal is this? It's not normal, right? Especially with stars. If they were like bottom half of roster and didn't contribute to city to team, I think it'd be a little bit more
broken throat. I was surprised to see that.
Me too. Because how much was it, Fox? Did you guys get like a new chair or something?
No, you owe us $1,200.
I actually don't even know why I was defending the Lions right here. This is inexcusable. Those are three of the greatest players of my lifetime by far and away. And like you guys said, Ragnar played through so many injuries, and he was here during the greatest era of Lions football in the history of the franchise. I don't care how much it was. It could have been 100 million.
I generally dislike that Foxy is the representation of the Lions fans on the McAfee show, but you know, we'll continue.
$1 billion, and we should have gave him the money. What the hell is going on, Shefty?
I know they're gonna honestly. Taylor Decker said what they haven't talked to me. Yeah. That was like 2-3 months.
Yep.
He's being a little dramatic, we think.
I agree.
But on that note, it does feel weird the way you got
Taylor Decker's being a little bit dramatic. Pat McAfee agrees with me. Okay.
guys treat your players. Yeah, honestly,
Trying to come back. Yeah.
Confirm Pat McAfee watches Motor City Cats. I mean, maybe, probably not.
This
I couldn't
year.
pass the physical.
Yeah, one hamstring. His other hamstring disappeared.
Shefty, inform us a little bit. Why, as abnormal as we are making it feel here, because it feels abnormal for your star players to give back money to the team that they've played for.
I don't know how it works for every team, but it feels more abnormal than not. I don't think that most teams do that. I'm open to be corrected, but it doesn't sound like teams ask their star players to start giving back money after that. And like, I don't know how this comes out like this. And
then other players, I think it was Quandre Diggs, I believe. He chimed in. Alex Anzalone, Paisan, who we know, he chimed in, basically also burying him. Like, it just looks terrible as a team that we all think, like, hey, if you're trying to resurrect your team, do what the Lions did.
Brand new Lions. This feels like some same old shit.
Yes.
It does.
And I want to know who makes that decision. Is that
So, I mean, I need to get the whatchamacallit together, the desktop audio, because I really don't know why y'all can't hear anything on my desktop audio. I mean, I don't even have it muted anymore. Like, I had it muted, I didn't have it muted. Maybe this was a reason. Hold on, let's see. Because no, that shouldn't be it though. Nah, bro. I don't even know. I can't even tell you. All right, so the desktop audio, I'll figure it out. Ask Tommy, he'll figure it out. All right. Bro, man. Zach J thought he said, damn, I'm the only one who can hear him. Shout out to you, Zach J. Let me see here. Pat McAfee gets on my nerves. What about Chuck? Which Chuck? How do the Rams spend but not us? Well, that's what we're talking about. We don't have any money because we're broke. The Detroit Lions are broke. All right. I did say that I'm going to do a draft profile. And oh yeah, I did say we're going to look at this, right? Let's look at this first. Let me see if I can. Do I still have it here? Yeah, we need to look at this first. Roger Goodell. Now, here's the question I have about this whole Frank Ragnow situation. If this was last year, why is again? That's why I said Rod Wood. Somebody pissed him off. But again, we're not. Rod Wood's not. He's like falling on the sword while also it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. He's defending it, but he's telling us something that we didn't need to know. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. It's crazy to me. All right, Roger Goodell, NFL Commissioner, comments on Lions Terrion Arnold. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell said the league is following the facts when asked about the evolving situation with Detroit Lions cornerback Terrion Arnold. whose name has been connected to an armed robbery and kidnapping that took place in Tampa Bay on the February 4th. Goodell was specifically asked at the NFL's annual league meetings in Phoenix whether Arnold can be subject to the league's personal conduct policy, even if he's not charged, and what the league will do to investigate the matter. I think you just said he hasn't been charged, Goodell said. I mean, obviously, we'll follow the facts. There are obligations for clubs to report areas where there's a potential personal conduct violation, but we obviously will follow all of that and deal with it appropriately. Arnold has not yet been charged. His lawyer, R. Timothy Johnson, said in a statement last week that he does not anticipate charges. All right. That's the only new thing that we have. We listened to Dan Campbell stumble and stammer and just try to figure out anything to say about the Terrion Arnold situation, which he didn't have much to say. So there's that. All right. Don, the new acronym FDB, Ford's definitely broke. I noticed how you put definitely inside of all of your acronyms. What about Chuck? Yeah, we're gonna talk about Chuck as well. Let's see. Because I just had something up here. All right. Lions add veteran Chuck Clark to bolster safety position. This is Richard Silva, the Detroit News. I mean, I pay $1 a month for it. I might as well use it, right? I pay $1 a month for the Detroit News, y'all. The struggle is real. Hey, we're gonna have to get some super chats in here for all these subscriptions that I'm getting because of y'all. Yeah. All right. So the Detroit Lions on Tuesday brought in some veteran depth at safety, signing Chuck Clark. Clark, 30, entered the NFL as a sixth-round draft pick in 2017 by the Baltimore Ravens. He remained with the Ravens through the 2022 season before making stops with the New York Jets 2023, 2024, and Pittsburgh Steelers 2025. Clark has made 80 starts and 123 appearances, collecting 504 tackles, 11 for loss, 37 pass deflections, 7 forced fumbles, 5 recovered, and 5 interceptions. But y'all are going to like this one. Y'all are going to like this one. All right. Last season, Clark played 470 defensive snaps for the Steelers. He was an above-average run defender and allowed 18 catches for 235 yards and 2 touchdowns while in coverage, according to Pro Football Focus. He started in Pittsburgh's postseason loss to the Houston Texans and had a team-high overall defensive grade from PFF at 89.1. Clark, who missed the 2023 season while recovering from a torn ACL. Brad Holmes special, baby. Is the third defensive back added to the Lions this offseason, joining Roger McCreary, Los Angeles Rams, and Christian Izien Jr., Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Lions also retained Rock Ya-Sin, Nick Whiteside, and Lauren Strickland. Safeties on Detroit's roster now include Clark, Izien, Strickland, Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch, Thomas Harper, and Dan Jackson. Avonte Maddox, Jalen Mills, and DeMonte Kazee, each of whom ended the season with the Lions, are still free agents. Daniel Thomas left for the Cleveland Browns. Daniel Thomas, damn, you will be missed, bro. Sarcasm font off. Joseph, knee, and Branch Achilles are both dealing with injuries. Lions GM Brad Holmes has said multiple times this offseason the team will know more about Joseph's status in the coming weeks. Branch tore his Achilles in a win over the Dallas Cowboys on December 4th. Now, I'm gonna say something to you, and this is not cap. I feel hold on. All right. So I feel much better with Chuck Clark starting. Okay. Let's say he's starting opposite Kirby Joseph. He also could start for Kirby Joseph. Why? Because Chuck Clark has played both safety positions. He's played the free and the strong. So if Kirby Joseph is ready to start the season, that's awesome because we already know Brian Branch, barring a miracle, is not going to be ready to start the season. So I'd rather trot out there. Now there is. So let me finish that thought. I'd rather trot out there Kirby Joseph and Chuck Clark than Kirby Joseph and anybody else. Thomas Harper, Dan, whatever his name is, Dan, the guy that broke his leg, Dan Smith, whatever his name is. Okay, I would rather have Chuck Clark out there beside Kirby Joseph. I don't want Christian Izien. I don't want anybody out there starting at safety. Anybody that we had on the team before Chuck Clark got there. Okay? That's just the bottom line. We don't have a whole lot of options. Now, he tore his ACL. He missed 2023. So he played 2024 and 2025. So he's all the way back. So it shouldn't be any issues. Okay? Now, there was a discussion. Shout out Woodward Heavyweights. You know my boy Easy, Spinmo, and all the guys. Easy said he'd be comfortable with Rock Ya-Sin starting over Terrion Arnold. I'm gonna tell you this, because he said, DJ, I don't understand anybody's faith in DJ Reed. DJ Reed has never been a number one corner, and he showed, just like Cam Sutton, that he wasn't up for the task. So what I would tell you is I would feel comfortable with Rock Ya-Sin starting over DJ Reed. Y'all let me know in the chat, do you agree? And I need to have a poll. I'm going to make a poll on my channel. All right, let me see. Y'all can answer this poll while I get ready for this draft profile. Let me go in here. Oh, actually, you know what? I think I can do it from there. I should be able to do it from here. All right, let's add this poll in here. All right. Who would you rather Rock Ya-Sin replace? All right, I'm gonna keep it real simple here. TA, DJ. All right, so I'm gonna start the poll. Who would you rather Rock Ya-Sin replace, TA or DJ? TA or DJ? Get your votes in the poll. I'm gonna set up for this draft profile. All right, now the one thing that I need to do here no, that's not what I'm looking for. What the heck? I love when you're trying to do something and technology gets in the way. All right. All right, let's go with, let's see here. All right, let's go with, all right. Okie dokie. Make sure those are off. Put this in cinema mode. All right. Let's go here. And boom. Okay. All right. Let's see what y'all got in the poll. Oh, it's 50-50. 50-50. We've got 8 votes. 4 for TA, 4 for DJ. Dinner is ready. All right, Robert Stevens, we'll catch you later. We need one more vote. One more vote. One more vote. Get your vote in there so we can come on now. We need one more vote. All right, we'll let you do the vote while I'm doing the draft profile. All right. All right, y'all ready? We'll go in here and get this popping. You ready? All right. 3, 2, 1. What is up, though, Lions fans? It's your boy, Motor City Don P. We're back here once again, and you already know what time it is. It is time for the Detroit Lions NFL Draft Prospect Report. Now, you know what we do. You know, we do the height, weight, speed. Not really speed, but you know, the height, weight. We do the background and production. We do the scouting report, strengths, and the concerns. We don't call them weaknesses. We just call them concerns. We talk about the prospect fit, and then we go over some highlights for the prospect. Now, today, we're going to shift gears to the secondary. Man, after my own heart, because you know your boy, not only did I play running back, but I played corner. Yeah, it was pretty good. Corner was a very good position for me. I was able to lock down many different receivers in my day, and the cornerbacks didn't really want to throw it my way. And when I tried to bait them to make them think that their target was open, they still didn't really fall for it. So they weren't sleeping on Barrio. They weren't sleeping on Barrio. I'll tell you that much. All right. Y'all didn't know I had an Obama, did you? You didn't know I had an Obama. All right. Let's go ahead. Today, we are going to be talking about none other than LSU cornerback Mansour Delane. Mansour Delane. Let's go with the measurables. Okay. Cornerback, LSU. He used to be on Virginia Tech. So that is what that is. Now, hold on. Let me switch this up right quick. Let me switch up my focus, because I want to tell the people, I want to tell the people. I want to talk to the people. I want to look at a man in his eyes before you kill him. Hashtag, if you know, use the hashtag. All right. So height, 6 foot tall, weight, 188 pounds, class senior. Background and production. Mansour Delane has one of the most rock solid resumes in this entire draft class. He was a standout for 3 years at Virginia Tech before transferring to LSU for his 2025 senior campaign to prove himself against SEC competitions. Because why not? LSU is cornerback U, right? So he went to cornerback U. He said, I'm the man. Let me go on over here and show y'all I'm the man. Because ain't nobody really paying attention to Virginia Tech like that. You know what I mean? Not since Michael Vick. You know what I'm talking about? But anyway, he did exactly that, registering a career high 13 passes defended and pulling down 2 interceptions across 44 collegiate games. He racked up 35 passes defended and 8 interceptions while he sat out athletic testing at the combine due to recovering from a core muscle injury. Oh no. You know who did that too? They call him Rake over here. But I digress. Okay, he's got the talent. All we know is if we need a corner to fall to us, this guy's got a core muscle injury. I don't even need to tell you about the fit because he's got a core muscle injury. That makes him a priority for Brad Holmes. Get ready for this dude to be the pick at 17. I'm just going to tell you that right now because core muscle injury is right up Brad Holmes' alley. And we know the Detroit Lions, after the news about Frank Ragnow, don't really learn from their past mistakes. So let's just continue. While he sat out athletic testing at the combine due to recovering from a core muscle injury, he played through in 2025. So he played through it. Okay, cool. He answered any lingering speed questions by blowing away the 40-yard dash at his pro day. Okay, now, what was his pro day numbers? Let's see. Let's see what he did at his pro day. We're just going to go ahead and click on over that. 40 time. All right, let's get to it. Let's go and get to it. Where's his pro day numbers? Where's his pro day numbers? All right, we're just getting a bunch of stuff. Let me see. All right, bro. I don't have his pro day stuff, but anyway, we'll look it up. All right, scouting report. Strengths, fluid hips and movement, Delane is an incredibly smooth operator in the secondary. He has elite lower half fluidity, allowing him to easily flip his hips, stay sticky in man coverage, and mirror receivers through their route stems. Scheme versatility. Oh, he's going to need a lot of scheme versatility. Not really. He's just going to be able to play. He's going to need to play man coverage. Is he good at man coverage? How about press man? We don't actually play a whole lot of press man, which is crazy. We play so much man coverage, but not too much press man because we don't have any press man cover corners. We don't have guys who can actually cover man consistently. The actually only guy that we have is Terrion Arnold, which is crazy because he gets a lot of penalties for being too handsy. You got to be handsy and mansy, baby. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, scheme versatility. He is highly intelligent and processes route combinations beautifully. He thrives in press man by altering release times with calculated punches, but his click and close ability makes him equally lethal in off man and zone concepts. Don't worry about it, Mansoor. You ain't gonna have to do none of that in Detroit. All you're gonna have to do is play man coverage. You ain't gonna have to play no zone. You ain't gotta do nothing. You don't have to mix it up. We don't do that in Shep's defense. But we're glad to have him back. Shall we? All right. Competitive toughness. Ooh. This is looking more and more like a Brad Holmes draft pick every time I say it. Everything I say, every sentence. Despite being listed at under 190 pounds, Delane plays with a physical edge, likely a byproduct of his high school wrestling background. Oh, he's a wrestler. Guys, even though I don't want the Detroit Lions, to draft the cornerback in the first round, this man, all he needs to be is a team captain. He has a core muscle injury that he played through in 2025. He's tough and scrappy. He's got grit. He's salty. And he's talented. They don't care about the talent part. He's salty, though. And he was a wrestler in high school. Brother, all he needs to be is a team captain. And that's it. You can pretty much pencil it in. All right. He aggressively smothers the catch point and is more than willing to step up in run support. Should I stop talking right now? Should I stop talking right now? This man is a Detroit Lion. He's a Detroit Lion. Run support? Run support. They love nothing more than a corner who's aggressive in run support. Corners that can tackle, that's their thing. Oh, you may not be good in coverage at all, but as long as you can tackle on the outside, sign us up. Sign us up. All right. What are his concerns? Frame and play strength. His slider build means he can occasionally get boxed out by bigger physical X receivers in contested catch situations. He lacks the pure functional strength to consistently bully massive wideouts at the line of scrimmage. Maybe that's why we didn't draft Nate Wiggins not last year, the year before last. Maybe that's why we drafted Terrion Arnold. Nate Wiggins was a bit slighter frame. I don't know, but you know. All right. Deep ball tracking. While he has the speed to stay in phase vertically, he can be a bit inconsistent when it comes to locating the football on deep over-the-shoulder throws. Well, that doesn't matter to the Detroit Lions. We don't thrive on intercepting the football anyway. So locating the ball, not a problem. You can still sign us up. All right. Tackling consistency. Now he's willing to tackle, but he's inconsistent in tackling. He is a willing participant in run defense, but his wrap-up technique in the open field can sometimes be an adventure, leading to plays slipping through his grasp. Josh Paschal, anyone? I mean, Josh Paschal wasn't a corner at all. He was a big end or a big edge or whatever they call it. But hey, he still couldn't tackle. But they did cut him recently. So maybe it's a problem. I don't know. With Shep and the Detroit Lions, Dan Campbell, I have no idea. They just do whatever they feel. All right. Now, the projection and the fit. All right. When running simulations in the mock machine, let's talk about the mockmachine.com right now, which has just gotten a tab where you, the user, can find out or can keep track of your picks and your picks alone. You also can go and look at all the picks that happened in the draft up to this point, but you can keep track of your picks and your picks alone. And one of the most requested features when you're trading a pick, the draft will now pause. It will not go on and continue to go through. So you will always be on top of what is there. The mockmachine.com is the premier mock draft simulator that you can use for free. You don't have to sign up. You can. I mean, if you want to save your progress and be a member and all that, sign up, but it's all free. It's free to use, free to sign up for. It's free. What else do you want? The mockmachine.com. Back to our video. All right. So when running a simulation in the mockmachine.com, Delane is locked in as a premium first round prospect, typically coming off the board somewhere in the 8 to 15 range. So if you want the corner, you might have to trade up. You might have to trade up for a corner. I don't think that'll happen. Hopefully they'll have a run on offensive tackles or defensive ends, you know, those positions that we don't really need. Yeah, maybe they'll have a run on those and we'll be able to get our cornerback in the first round. Hey, who knows? He's widely considered one of the top corners in the class. A team like the Detroit Lions would absolutely love to add his competitive toughness and sticky man coverage skills to their secondary. He is exactly the kind of high IQ, gritty defensive back that thrives in aggressive, man-heavy scheme. Well, we do have a very, 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 very man-heavy scheme. It's so heavy, in fact, that it's ridiculous. All right, let's get to some of these highlights. All right. Are we ready for the highlights? Are you ready for some football? A Monday night party. All right, here we go. Let's get it popping. All right, this is way too large. we got to take this down a ton. Goodness gracious, boy. Woo. All right. Let's get it. All right. Oh, sticky, baby. Sticky. In phase is what I like to see. Now, Terrion is generally in phase, but he's a bit handsy, right? You know who's not in phase all the time? DJ Reed. Did I show my bias there? Okay, locates the ball. Great positioning on the overthrow. That was zone coverage, wasn't man. I just wanted you to know that, right? You see where he is? This is zone coverage. He's playing a zone. Whoop. Okay. So he can do it, Shep, if you wanted to, you wanted a guy to play some zone a little bit, right? Right there. Okay. Right there. In phase, on top of his man, right? Breaks up the play because he's in position without being handsy, without tugging, right? Where is he at? Breaks on the ball. No hands, no tug, no PI. Why? Because he trusts his technique. Comes on the corner blitz on that one. He came on a corner blitz and hit the quarterback. When's the last time we've seen a corner blitz? And he's able to hit the quarterback. When's the last time we've seen that? That's crazy. Where's he at? Boom, breaking on the ball. Breaking on the ball right there. He knows where he's supposed to be and he bees there. Look at that. Look at that pass breakup. Awesome. Awesome. He didn't get caught looking in the backfield. Nothing. Where? Look at him. Okay, he's on his man. Look at that. Using the sideline as an extra defender. That's what they teach you very early on when you become a corner, right? Breaks back. That was a comeback. Look, he's in this man's hip pocket. Look at this. Boop. Right on him. Right there. No grabbing. No tugging. No pulling. This is what you like to see out of a corner. Scramble drill. Here it comes. Yank. Now it looked like he hurt himself. And the Lions will love that. Yeah, he was a little bit shaken up after that. All right. What we got now? Look at that. Look at the break on the ball. Look at the break on the ball. Look at the comeback. Look at this. Yup. Anticipates the route. Anticipating the route. The wide receiver came out there and gave you a little lackluster, didn't really try on his route, and he saw where it was going. Okay? Tip ball right there. Comes down with it. All right? Who tipped it? A little bit of Mansour Delane. All right? Hey, man. I'm going to show you one more highlight, but I think I've seen all I needed to see. Here he goes playing the deep ball. Right? Now, he did kind of get lost on that one, but he made the play. Right? That just shows you his deep speed. He kind of got lost, but he made the play. Right there, in phase, always. Whether he's playing man, whether he's playing zone, this dude is there. He's where he's supposed to be. He knows where the ball is. He knows where the receiver is. He knows what he's doing. Now, let me know in the comments below, do you guys think that we have anybody like this? That we have anybody like this currently on our roster? Do we have a cornerback like Mansour Delane? Would you be angry, really angry and upset if we drafted this man at number 17? If he fell to us and we didn't have to trade up to get him, would you be upset? Let me know in the comments below. Appreciate you guys for watching this. I know it's a little bit longer, but it is what it is. I haven't done one in a bit. All right. Once again, the Motor City Cats R&D back at it. We came to give you stats, not none of that static. Whatever you do, make sure you keep your Lions news pragmatic, and we are out. Peace. All right, y'all. That was Mansour Delane. Let me know what y'all have going on in the comments. Y'all got a whole lot of stuff going on. Most of it is One Republic. Bro. Let me see what y'all did in the poll. All right. We got 60% TA. Out of 10 votes, we got 60% TA. 40% DJ. Bruh, I don't agree with y'all, but hey, the chat has spoken. All right, let me see. It does look like DJ won the poll. Let me. All right, let me see. Okay, so all of these are here. All right, y'all. We'll do one more. I said Arnold because ACB is still possible. Arnold corrections bound. All right. Mailbag. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they reading you? Snick. Mailbag. Get your mailbag questions in. Get them in. Bask in it. All right. Get your mailbag questions in. I will be right back while you get those in. If there are none by the time I come back, then we'll go ahead and end the stream. You know what it is. I'll see y'all tomorrow. All right. Did I ever fight a kangaroo in Australia? No. I like kangaroos. And I'm not trying to get my ass beat by an animal. What are we talking about? All right. Appreciate you guys liking the stream. I appreciate everyone who liked the stream, everyone who hung out, everyone who commented, everyone who enjoyed and had a good time. Share the stream. Let everybody know what we're doing over here. We are, let me see. Let me go back to the studio. We are 49 subs away from complete monetization of this channel. The channel is 50% monetized with 49 more subscriptions. Just 49 more. We will be fully 100% monetized, guys. So make sure you are sharing. Make sure you're letting everybody know. Make sure that make sure you start giving me suggestions. Give me suggestions on memberships, guys, because I've had memberships for such a long time, right? When you get halfway monetized, you get the ability to do memberships. I've just never done memberships because I don't know what kind of stuff you guys want me to offer you in the tiers of member. So we would start off at $2 a month and probably go up to 10. So you guys let me know what you would want to see if you are a bronze tier, a gold tier, and a platinum tier, right? So bronze tier would be $2 a month, just to be a general supporter of the channel, right? Gold tier would be $5 a month. You would need something with that, and then platinum tier would be $10 a month. And then we would have a diamond tier, which would be $20 a month. But what would the diamond tier be? I have no clue. If you want to do things like giveaways and stuff like that, then that would have to be diamond tier because people are paying $20 a month. And then I'll be like, okay, I can take something out of that, right? So yeah, give me some suggestions. Let me know. We'll talk about it. But we are 49 subscribers away, just 49. So make sure that you share with your friends, share with your family, share with your loved ones, and get your boy back. Because I was monetized once upon a time somewhere else. And that was a mistake. But this won't be, because this is all me by myself. All right, y'all. Once again, the Motor City Cats R&D back at it. We came to give you stats, not none of that static. Whatever you do, make sure you keep your lines news pragmatic. And we are out. Peace. See you tomorrow.